What is going on, Adventure Nation? In this episode, we check out the historic SpaceX launch, and then we roll up the east coast of Florida. This is the Motorhome Experiment.
What are you doing? You're moving us all.
Oh, sorry. Today is a pretty historic day here in Florida. It's not really that big of a deal, really. We've already sent men to space, but this is the first time a private company has sent government employees to space. So, private company, SpaceX, sending NASA astronauts to space. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Can you lock the RV?
You made it complicated.
I made it more complicated than I had to.
But basically, we're gonna see people getting shown up to space.
60% chance of launch today, 2-hour drive. So it may not happen and we may have to drive back here to Orlando, but 60% chance is good. Let's do it.
Crossing fingers.
Now this is the first time since 2011 that a US spacecraft has left carrying US astronauts. Anytime that you've got to, anytime we've had to get men to the or women to the International Space Station, we've done that through Russia or China, I believe. And so this is the first time since 2011 when NASA shuttered the shuttle project, shelved the shuttle project, shuttered the shelved project.
Oh my God.
Shelved the shuttle project, something like that. So yeah, pretty cool day. Elon Musk is going to be over here. We're going to stop in, say hi. He doesn't know it yet.
You're gonna be taking it with a car.
Yeah.
Like sucker away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna drive up and say, hey, just stopping by to say good luck to Elon. Just okay if you let me through. I'm sure it'll be fine. But first, we have the Lorena family with us, and we're going off to NASA.
Well, not all the family.
No, we don't have all the family.
Actually,
some people had to be responsible and work.
I know. That's right.
But as of right now, 50-50 chance that this is gonna happen. So. Better odds than you get in Vegas.
Wow. I don't know better odds, but 50-50.
It's a lot better odds than you get in Vegas.
We're
so
crossing our fingers.
50-50 chance Mother Nature is either going to kill it or not. So we're just going to drive down there and see what happens.
That's right. Have fun.
Yeah. We have arrived in Titusville, or at Titusville city limits, and the weather is just amazing for a rocket launch. I guess we should have called Elon Musk and warned him that TME was coming to town. They should probably just scrap the...
I think it's gonna rain. Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Lori?
Oh, it's gonna happen. This is gonna go away. The sun is gonna come out, and we're gonna see it. Right? Yeah. Look at all the people.
And it keeps getting better, folks. Now there's a tornado warning popping up our phones that says take shelter now. So we're gonna go to a Subway. We are T-minus 1 hour and 53 minutes and counting. Everyone is sucking back their Subway. You guys getting your food in back there. We're ready for launch. The weather is still not great, and you might be able to see that. There is rain on the windshield. Rain is coming down lightly, but they're saying that this weather system is moving off of the coast. The weather system in Orlando is not supposed to hit here, so it's looking like a good launch. So 1 hour and 50 to go.
Good.
Perfect. We found parking about a block away from the parks and the beach, and we're gonna walk over there now. We got about, what, an hour? Hour and a half?
Yes.
To go, and it is starting to get packed around here. And, oh, we can see the launch pad from here. I think we can actually see the rocket.
That's why there's so many people here.
Yeah. Ooh, that's cool. Hopefully I can catch that on camera. This is the park across from where we parked, and you can see one of the buildings across there at NASA. You cannot see the launch pad from here yet. It's still a little too overcast. So we will see. I think it's gonna happen, Lorena.
I think so too.
We are now about 25 minutes till launch. Kathy, any last minute thoughts?
So excited.
You're excited? Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Lori's out here trying to find a better spot, like we can get closer from here.
I went on a scouting mission.
And how'd that go?
I mean, it's doable, but there's bugs. There's bugs all around the rocks.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's critters.
All right, so as of right now, we are about 15 minutes from launch, but they have scrubbed it. So they are going on another couple of minutes here to decide whether or not they are going to launch, but as of right now, it looks like it's not going to happen. What's up with that, Lori?
We will be back on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, we'll come back on Saturday. And we just have official word. It has been scrubbed.
We're going to Disney World! Disappointment. Well, where are you going to take us now, Paul?
Okay, Mia, this is what it's like hanging out with the Motorhome Experiment. We have the power to scrub a NASA mission by just showing up.
No, I think
Mia was just walking past a tree and this jumped on her.
Welcome to Florida.
She's about 20 inches long and about a pound and a half.
Wow. It's more to love.
This is going to be a lot of fun getting out of here, Miss Lorena.
Yeah, we could have waited somewhere. Just have a drink, some chips and salsa.
Yes, we could have. That wouldn't have been a bad idea.
Did.
But we didn't.
Warning. The video you're about to see may be disturbing to some viewers.
Easy come, easy go, little high, little low, anywhere the wind blows, doesn't really matter to me, Come on, life has just begun. Carry on, it doesn't really matter.
72 hours later.
All right, we were sitting inside of the coach debating whether or not we were going to head out to the launch today.
And guess what we are in
And
the car?
guess, yeah, we're in the car. We couldn't stand it. It's a 50-50 chance. So we are driving from Orlando back over to Titusville and gonna give it another shot.
So it's literally like last time that it was a 50% got canceled. So today's the same way. Hopefully we don't encounter that much rain on the way though.
It is currently 1:30. Traffic heading over to Titusville is super heavy because we're last minute. And obviously these people are last minute too. They're doing communication checks right now in the aircraft. As of right now, the 322 launch is still on. But who knows? The sky looks great right now. But as we get closer in the next hour or two, this is Florida. The weather could change in a matter of minutes. So keeping our fingers crossed. All right, Lorena, we made it. Found a spot to park back here. We actually have some folks over here that have an RV right on the viewing area, so we're gonna go invade their space.
Well, they were nice enough to invite us. It's not like we're just gonna say hello, we're here.
Right. So this should be pretty cool. All right, let's not get hit by a car. Let's go. Awesome! We are 3 minutes away from launch at this point. It's still on, which is great.
We're so excited.
Woo. Is it gonna happen?
It is gonna happen. We're 2 minutes away, so it is gonna happen.
We are right there.
30 seconds.
30 seconds. There it goes. Woo!
gonna disappear behind this cloud. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now this
Good to her, good to her. So cool, huh?
Oh, look, and there's an F-15.
Oh, look at the F-15 right here.
Oh, yeah, now I'm hearing
Yeah.
The actual one.
Hopefully I got some of that. I don't know what I got. All right, launch is over. I know I got a little bit, but I was a little shaken. I was trying to record with this, record through here, look through binoculars, so didn't catch much. Lori, what did you think?
Well, I agree with you. He said before, it's like a decent ride. You wait here for a long time that we haven't really.
Yeah, you wait in line for 2 hours and then 30 seconds.
30
Poof.
seconds. But with that being said, like I was watching it and I was feeling the chills, like literally. That doesn't happen to me very often, but I was feeling the chills to now there was people in there going into space right now.
Very cool, right? What do you think, guys? You guys have seen a lot of them, right? You guys are Floridians. They're spoiled. They've seen a ton of these.
This was very special.
Well, she was fortunate her dad worked for NASA.
Ah, see,
Yes.
Dad worked for
They have
NASA.
seen it from the grounds, actually from NASA grounds.
My bedroom windows are metal.
That is awesome, but very, very cool.
Very cool.
It's off and going, and any minute now the rocket will actually land on a ship out in the middle of the Atlantic, which is crazy cool. And we won't get to see that, but we know what's happening out there. And we're just going to hang out here for a little while.
And we cannot stream it either because there is no right now cell signal
Yeah.
on any carrier.
Yeah, none whatsoever. So, pretty cool. And they couldn't have got that rocket off any sooner, let me tell you. It is coming down now. All right, we are all hooked up, rolling out of Orlando Thousand Trails, and it's kind of sad because we normally use Thousand Trails here just to go to Disney World, and well, although we did go,
We went to Disney World. Technically, we went.
we went to Disney Springs, the
We
downtown.
just didn't go to the parks. That is different.
Yeah, so it doesn't look like the parks are going to be open until next month to July, and if we buy the weekday pass that we wanted to buy as Florida residents, it has blockout dates June, July, and the first week of August. So
And they're not for sale right now.
yeah, and they're not for sale, so it doesn't look like we're going to get to do the Disney World thing, Lori. Wah, wah, wah.
Sad.
Sad. That's not a tear dripping down my face. That's sweat from hooking up the car.
If you are a Disney fan, you know that it's hard. And two is like 3 years ago we couldn't do Pandora. Now we cannot do Pandora. So still something to look forward next
Yeah.
time. At least Star Wars we did it in California, so
Yeah.
we got to see that.
We're now heading over to the east coast of Florida, and we're going to slowly head north up the coast. We really don't know what the plan was
Unless
yet.
Paul changes his mind in 5 minutes.
We've gone from staying in Florida to not staying in Florida to staying in Florida to not staying in Florida. We know we're going to be in Florida for the next 2.5 weeks while we get our residency stuff done, and that's about it. Somebody asked about why Florida residency isn't cheaper. You could pick one or the other. Pick for the full-time residency, it's either Florida, Texas, or South Dakota. You just pick any one of them. They're all going to be basically about the same once you weigh in all of the factors.
Now, with that being said, I would say we pick here because we are here. We are able to do all the paperwork here, so we don't have to travel to another state to be able to accomplish paperwork. We already here. Two, it was about when Disney World still open.
Yeah.
That was the goal, to get like the Florida passes, the Florida residency passes. Uh-oh.
Ugh. How you doing, boss? Did you throw it out?
I didn't.
All right, pardon the
So,
interruption.
Resuming to the Florida residency thing.
Yeah.
So the first two, those are the reasons. Three, we have people telling us that there were South Dakotans that moved to Florida, and although it cost a little bit to become Floridian just because of the plate cost at the beginning, that one-time fee, along the, like in the future, they're gonna save more money. So I'm not sure if that's true because I don't have anything to compare it. It's like, obviously we were not South Dakotans, so it's not like I can compare it, but it's like, so, but anyway, that's how we did it here. And there's no emissions. That was amazing too. In Nevada where we were, we had to, the car, every time we went to register, we have to do an emissions test. So that was always a hassle. Now no emissions test, so we can just register the car online every year, no problem. They mail us a sticker. That's it.
Yeah. So it wasn't about real cost. I mean, I think that if you look at them all, they're all going to be, some things are more, some things are less.
It was more about we were here.
We were
like,
here.
Literally, it was more about we were here. We could do it.
We're Disney fans, so we knew we could get inexpensive Disney tickets, but that's about it. So, off to the east coast of Florida, heading over to stay with a couple of friends in the Melbourne area for a couple of days, and then heading up into St. Augustine area. And yeah, that's about it. Once we arrived back over at the Space Coast, our friends Bob and Cheryl showed us around Titusville and Cocoa Beach. I mean, you can't visit Cocoa Beach without driving by Ron John's Surf Shop. We were rolling up US 1, and as soon as we got the opportunity, we cut across the Intracoastal Waterway to A1A to head north up through Daytona Beach. The last time we rode through this area, it was looking a little bit run down, but it looks like they were making efforts to clean it up, and it was looking pretty darn good. After a beautiful drive up the Atlantic coast, we finally arrived at our final destination at Anastasia State Park in St. Augustine, Florida. We had never stayed at St. Augustine, so we were looking forward to getting set up and getting out and exploring. The last time we made it out to St. Augustine, we didn't stay at Anastasia State Park, which is really handy. We stayed way out at Favorite Dykes, but this time we're at Anastasia. So we haven't seen it. We're gonna go take a quick bike ride around the park. Are you excited about staying at Anastasia?
Yes, I have been wanting to stay here since forever, and
Forever?
Forever, since 3 years ago. And finally we found some nights here. So that's awesome.
Off we go. Let's take a ride around. It is quite a long walk down to the beach from the campground, but it's not a bad bike ride. There is RV parking down close to the beach, making it nice and convenient if you want to check out and then head to the beach for the day. We didn't get any on us, Lori.
I did not open my mouth the entire time, just in case.
If you ever get the opportunity to check out a launch over at Port Canaveral, I highly suggest that you do that. It is really cool when you're there in person and you can see the rocket through binoculars. Of course, if I'd had my zoom lens with us, we may have gotten a little bit better shot, but that didn't happen. And the sound after the rocket takes off is absolutely amazing. So it's something that when you see it in person, it's just hard to describe, and we had an absolute blast there. After we left Orlando, we spent a couple of days with our friends Bob and Cheryl over there on the Space Coast before rolling up to St. Augustine, where we're going to spend a few days before muddling around a little bit more in Central Florida, but we will talk about that in upcoming episodes. So this is where we're going to end this one. If this is your first time here, I highly recommend that you stick around with us a little bit, get to know us, and that means you have to hit that subscribe button. Also make sure you click the little notifications bell, and that'll let you know anytime we upload a new video. We'll see you again in the next episode. Bye now. What is going on, Adventure Nation? In this episode, we check out the historic SpaceX launch. SpaceX? Not SpaceX. This episode, we check out the historic SpaceX launch, and holy crap, that got bright all of a sudden. I think I better go hide in the shade.